Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Pete and Jeremy's D&D time. I am Jeremy, meaning, well, I'm not Pete. I'm the other Dungeon Master. And my adventure today I've entitled Dragondeep Water Heist. We have a very exciting cast of players tonight. Actually, these guys, I've been playing with these guys for as long as I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons, and we finally got them on the show, and I'm very, very excited. So, without further ado, I'm just going to go through and introduce all of our characters today, all of our players. First, we have Matthias the Enchanter playing Yevgeny Kukarov.
That is correct. Yevgeny Kukarov is my name. Yes.
Yevgeny, how are you?
I'm doing just fine. How are you, voice in the sky?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm doing great. So Yevgeny, what brings you into the employment of Bartholomew the Wizard?
Well, I grew up in the town of Zimengrad, the part of the northern Tsardom of Karutsk.
Okay.
There not many magic users in Karutsk. My great uncle actually fought the Devil's Strahd. I was born on the day that monster was vanquished and the land of Barovia reappeared in the world. However, my uncle never returned. I do not know what became of him.
So are you out on an adventure searching for your lost uncle?
Well, I'm like fairly certain he is actually dead, but I would like to find my lost sister. The rest of my family did perish back in the long winter we had. It was really much longer than any other winter, but anyway, it was a bad winter. The terrible disease, the glaze, struck my family. For those of you who do not know, the glaze is the terrible disease which starts and names for its well-known symptom of blindness. And that's killed two of my brothers and my mother, leaving my father and my younger sister eventually for many years. But anyway, I was eventually elected the Archmage because there was literally no other magic user within hundreds of miles in the far north. So they really thought I was very impressive, and I now realize I actually.
Well, hold up. I need to know what happened to your father. He's dead too, right?
He is.
They all perished. What happened?
Well,
we gotta rewind from the Archmage part. How'd your father die?
Just a year ago. It does pain me to speak of this, but I do drink a lot to take care of it. But anyway, the great army of the Final Empire, their cavalry vanguard. They sieged the Tsardom. Zimengrad, being a small town, was not very well defended. My father was killed, as were many of the townsfolk. And my sister, I could not find her afterwards. I myself was gravely wounded. I was forced to flee the village with several others.
Okay, so I guess what I was getting around to, there's a lot of stuff that happened between then and now. But basically, you've joined Bartholomew's adventuring company to look for your sister.
Essentially, but also because literally my home just ceased to exist, essentially. And I did not want to live in the Final Empire anymore. So I figure, why not undergo under famous Bartholomew as tutelage?
Well, Yevgeny, welcome to Bartholomew's adventuring company. Welcome to D&D time, of course, Matt. And I hope you have a great adventure tonight.
Oh, thank you. Voice in the sky. You are too kind.
Oh, I know I am. Next, of course, we have my pal, Michigas27 in the Twitch chat, playing Armand Xavier Wallace. Or is it Xavier? Oh?
He's a quiet type.
Is he? Well,
I believe so.
Is that just how it is, Xavier? Or Armand? We'll talk to you in a moment. We'll see if you come back from the precipice of oblivion here. We'll move on to our next character tonight. Qel-Droma, played by Kelar55 in the Twitch chat. Kelar the Tabaxi Robo, how are you doing, Kelar? It's been a long time since I've seen you.
It's been too long, Jeremy. How are you?
I'm doing great. You look a lot different from the last time I saw you, Kelar. You're kind of more hairy. You're more furry now.
The years do a lot to a man's complexion. It's just a sad fact of life.
Now, Kelar, I've got to ask. Last time, my most vivid waking memory of you was murdering a random barkeep moments after we had finished guarding his caravan. Are you still just
The
killing?
specific barkeep. He was the barkeep whose caravan we were guarding, so that's why I killed him.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. No. Of course. No. I wonder. Are you still just killing random people, Kelar? Is that still?
It's I mean, it's all really it depends on what you think of killing random people. There are so many verbs to parse through there. It's difficult to say.
Are there that many verbs to parse through?
I counted at least 3.
Well, I guess we can move on. Kelar, what brings you into Bartholomew's Adventuring Company? What brings you adventuring here in the lands of D&D time?
Well, I some of my old adventuring buddies said let's adventure, and I couldn't say no. I was just sort of hanging around, not existing, and I decided I wanted back at it. So here we are.
Well, you know what, Kelar, welcome back to existence. It's a pretty great place.
Thank you.
And I hope you have a fantastic evening tonight.
I hope I will. I think I will.
I think so as well. We have next Salazar Stannick, played by W.B. Stillwell in the Twitch chat. How are you doing, Salazar?
I am all right. I'm doing okay.
Now, Salazar, I've got to ask, you're looking a little frazzled. You got that crazy hair going on.
I'm well known for, yes, my crazy eyes. I'm often thinking about other things than whatever's currently going on.
Is this just part of your musical background as a bard, or is this kind of a different kind of crazy?
Well, I was a former professor of lore as well as goblin studies.
Oh, professor
lore, yes, I'm lore, L-O-R-E, lore. We don't have history in this world.
Yeah, no, of course.
And it's lore. I've also got goblin studies. I speak goblin fluently.
Or do you actually have a dual major?
That's a full class. That was my major, and that's what I've taught. But I've since left. I'm no longer a man of letters, and that's because I've been taking my time to go to the road, take to the road with my lyre to speak the truth about the universe.
Now, what kind of truth do you? What kind of hot truth do you spit?
Well, I just think that if you really break it down, and I've read every book in the world. There's really just some kind of great global conspiracy going on, and I think if you just really read between the lines, you'll find the truth.
I'm throwing you under the bus here, Salazar. But have you read the book How to Have a Soothing Voice? It's a very famous book here in the land of D&D time. I don't know if you're new to the area, but one of Bartholomew's adventures.
Listen, if it's recently been written, I probably haven't read it.
Oh, well, let's just say get on that. It's a bestseller here.
Let's just say every book prior to today.
It was written before today, though.
Well, it's relative.
Ever present today.
It's the ever present. It's it's every day. And truthfully, I at my time at university, what led me to leave was that I had my colleague had written me a letter right before he passed away, and I carry it with me at all times. I don't think he was able to finish it, but what he wrote on it to me was "The moon is fake," and I've been trying to figure out what that means. It's a question I can't answer. What did he mean? The moon is fake.
Well, you know what? Well, Salazar, I hope someday you find the answer to your question as to is the moon fake, or why the moon, rather.
Me too.
Best of luck. That's quite a challenge.
Thank you.
And I also hope you have a great time tonight. And of course, I think Mitch, are you there, bud?
Yes, I apologize for my earlier muteness.
I understand. Sometimes
Sometimes I am mute, or what you might say, on mute.
So, yes. Armand, Xavier, Wallace, or is it just Xavier?
It's just Armand to you. Armand. Thank you. Or Armand Xavier Wallace. One or the other.
But if I just called you Xavier, there's
who would you be referring to? I wouldn't know.
That's a fair point. So
you
Armand
could be referring to any other Xavier.
How are you?
I am very well tonight, thank you.
And I need to know how did you end up in Bartholomew's employ? What is inspiring you to search throughout the lands of DnDTime, or to travel rather?
Well, of course, as a member of the Wallace clan Knights, we are always encouraged to go out into the world and interact with people and bring honor to our family name. And I've been told that the great Bartholomew is a powerful wizard, and that those in his employ garner great honor. And I would like to bring that to my family name, the Wallace clan.
The Wallace clan. Now, is the Wallace clan known for like their great honor that they've like accumulated throughout the year? Is honor like a tangible thing that you can like tally up, or is it more of
No, of course not. That's ridiculous and preposterous. No, I would only say that the Wallace clan is a very powerful name, especially where we hail from in the Kingdom of Edwin. We are with many generations of knights have passed through the Wallace clan and have become the honor guards to the king. And we have passed down the techniques of battle through generations of the Wallace clan.
Oh, I see. So you're kind of like a homeschooled adventurer.
I
in a way
take some offense to homeschooled, but certainly if you call the Wallace Castle homeschooling, yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was doing.
Very well, then.
Or maybe would tutored be better?
Yes, I prefer tutored.
Specially trained. There we go. Here we go.
Thank
This is the perfect compromise. Well, Armand, welcome again to DnDTime. I hope you have a fantastic evening, and I hope you have a great opportunity to really get some of that respect and that honor you're searching for tonight.
Thank you.
It looks like we have lost Yevgeny. There he is. There we go, buddy. Welcome back.
Oh, hello.
That's Hawaii for you. Anywho, so your adventure tonight brings you to, well, not quite to the frontier of DnDTime, but along the path. Being some of Bartholomew's newest hires, you have been sent to guard, or rather to investigate the disappearance of some water. A steam engine of sorts, developed by the trigonomes, mathematical gnomes of the land, has been ferrying water out into the desert frontier far to the west. As the train's been going, nothing really has gone wrong until very recently, where the last shipment of water did not arrive. The train arrived, but the entire water-holding tank was drained dry, without any obvious, foul play. So you have been sent to get aboard this train to go ahead and investigate and see what's going on, and hopefully to get to the bottom of this water caper. So
I certainly hope we can get to the bottom of it. Out here, water is, some might say, the water of life.
Exactly.
It's always the water of life.
And so our adventure begins. Yes. You have made your way to Central City, the central city of DnDTime, and right in front of you, there is a train. It's kind of like the wheels are spinning, but it's raised slightly off the rails. It doesn't go yet. They're just going to drop it, and it's just going to go all at once. And there's little steps leading up. You're at the train station here, and you can see a gnome standing in front of you wearing like a black kind of tuxedo, and he looks at you and says, "Alrighty, you are the 4 adventurers getting aboard the train?"
That's us, yes.
Yes. Excellent. Please come aboard. He kind of gestures. There's a little bit of a path, or like a stairs leading up into the train, and you go into a very fine-looking train cart. It's wait, what are you doing your Infernal Legacy about?
Sorry, I do that sometimes. I click buttons on magical screen. My bad.
Oh, good. So he looks at you all and says, yes, so I am simply a attendant here on the train. However, we have run into some serious difficulty as, the water has been going missing. We believe it could be one of the various people on board. There are several wealthy nobles and other dignitaries who travel back and forth between here and the frontier. And so we'd like you to just pay attention and, keep your heads up and aware the water disappears again, the outcome could be catastrophic to the people out to the west.
We will do our best.
All right. Well, the train should be leaving any moment now. I guess if there's anything you need, really quick, I could probably help you.
A drink of water actually would be great.
Water would be dynamite right now.
I actually can get that, but like we can't. Yeah, no, that's fine. A couple water's not gonna hurt.
That's 100% counterproductive to be drinking water when we're looking for water.
At least we know where it's going.
You could think of it as an investment, because if we're parched while looking for the water, we're less likely to find it in the end.
Alrighty.
Exactly.
So he comes back with 2 cups of water. He comes back with 2 cups of water, and then he's like, "Oh, did you 2 want water too?" Looking toward you, Yevgeny. God.
I'm fine. I'm not thirsty. No, thank you.
I've packed myself some snow just in case, but no, I'm all set on water. No, I've got vodka too, so.
Okay, yeah. So you 2 get your
Packed
cups
snow?
of water. It's probably melting through the bag a little bit, but
Well, there we go. Mission accomplished. It's water now.
Wait,
It is magically preserved.
that water coming out of your bag.
Yeah, what?
That's a bit suspicious, frankly.
I guess the spell did not work.
How do we know he didn't take the water?
I forgot I don't have a spell that actually preserves
he's been
water.
here with you the entire time. He literally could have taken the water.
That is a very good point.
It's like
But hey, we've ruled someone out, and that's what matters.
I mean, I took a little bit of the water, but that was just
How
a little.
dare you.
Sorry,
I
what
just gave
is
it
that?
to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, it's a giant tank of water. Like, a little cup's not going to do anything here. We think someone's got to have, like, a bag of holding or, like, a portable hole that they're just funneling it in. That's the only thing I can think of, at least. Anyway, we're going to start the trade now, so please just buckle up for just a moment, sit down in these chairs. And right now you're in a fairly plain-looking cart. There's, like, simple wooden benches with, like, crappy seat belts that are just leather straps that you tie around your waist. The startup's going to be pretty brutal. I'm actually going to head up and talk to the engineer. But once we start going, it's a smooth ride.
Thank you very much.
He leaves, goes into another cart. Yeah, he goes into another cart, and you hear like a sudden like lurch of metal, and you feel the train drop like 6 inches onto the track. There's a horrible screeching sound as it begins to jolt forward, and after that initial like whiplash like feeling, you find yourselves aboard the train, and it is beginning to just roll out of town, going rather quickly, but it's fairly smooth sailing. So what do you all do? Is you just kind of
Are we sailing or are we on a train?
You're on a train.
Excellent.
Smooth training.
Is it just the 4 of us in this carriage?
In this carriage, yeah, it looks like it would be intended for like lots of passengers. But right now, it seems like maybe everyone that's not important isn't being allowed on the train. You know that there are several other carts. The one directly behind you. So you're on like the second to last cart of the train. The last one has the water tank, which the whole cart's like the water tank. And then ahead of you, there's got to be a couple more carts, train carts. You don't know.
The water caboose, of course.
If possible, I would like to make my way to the third to last cart in the train.
So the next cart up.
Indeed.
All right, so you.
I follow as well.
Yeah. No. So you guys start to head upward a little bit. You step between the carts, and you can see that there's a bit of a path to walk, about 3, 4, maybe 5 feet wide between the 2 carts. You can see they're coupled together, and there's a doorway leading into the next wagon. You open that up, and
exhilarating.
Yeah, it's the wind rushing by. You can see the city on the sides of the wagon kind of falling away in the distance. And as you open the next cart, immediately the scent of cigars and other sorts of fineries kind of hits you, as well as a nice kind of saloon piano music. As you open the door and you see what looks like the fancy rich people's wagon.
I knew the mafia would follow me.
You see a handful of very wealthy-looking individuals, nobles dressed in colorful attire, lounging around on very plush velvet and silk couches. There are wonderful little pillows in the corner. There's a man sitting at the base of a piano that's in the corner of the wagon, and he's playing it. He does not look quite as... He looks kind of more like the gnome was dressed, like an attendant. And yeah, in the far end, you see a butler holding a tray of what looks like hors d'oeuvres. Of some kind.
Ah, hors d'oeuvres. Excellent. Just what I need to wash down that water that I had earlier.
Yevgeny, a quick word.
Yes, absolutely.
You're a wizard, right?
That's correct. Yes.
All right, so let me pitch a spell for you, eh?
Sure.
Cast a spell on them and find out who took the water.
Listen, Kelar, I'm not quite sure you might understand our situation. I'm not sure if somebody on the train actually took the water.
Yeah, that's why you need to cast the spell to determine whether or not they did.
All right, that would involve some picking at the mental status of these individuals, which, to be quite honest with you, Kelar, I am not capable.
And, as you're having this conversation, Armand, you walk up to the butler who looks at you. Yes, would you like an hors d'oeuvre, sir? And kind of holds the tray down. It's got little plates on it, and it looks like it's little, like, fried shrimps.
Yes, fried shrimps. Thank you very much, good butler, sir. All right, take a plate.
Yeah, you grab it. It's got, like, 3 little fried shrimps elegantly laid out, so their fins kind of making a little triangle.
You know what they say, if it's fried, it must be tried.
Yes, of course.
I go up to the butler and I ask him, does anybody here seem not thirsty?
Preferably everyone. If they were thirsty, I would get them whatever beverage they wished.
Yeah, but it seemed like anyone here has had like a lot of water, like maybe too much water.
Well, I mean, I think I'm like consistently at least a little buzzed.
Well, perhaps him. And he kind of like nods toward the up ahead, where you can see a rather portly-looking man leaning over a chessboard. In fact, he's a very portly-looking man, a very, very large, well-rounded man, dressed in a tuxedo with like a black top hat. He's leaning over a chessboard and carefully deciding where he's going to move his pieces. On the other side, there is what looks like a kobold dressed in rags that is also playing.
The scoundrel. He's wearing his top hat in the car?
There's nothing wrong with kobolds, Armand. It's an evil prejudice, which frankly we should attempt to avoid.
I, personally, have many kobold friends, but no friends who would wear a hat inside the train car. Excuse me, sir. You must remove your hat.
He kind of is startled as he's like looking at where he wants to move his chest piece, and he accidentally drops it, and it lands in his butt. He's like, he nods like, yes, that was exactly what I wanted. And excuse me? Who are you to tell Tiberius what to do with his hat?
I, sir, am Armand Xavier Wallace, and it is quite rude to wear a hat under a roof. Everyone knows this.
Jeremy, I'd like to approach him in what sort of appears to be a servile way and say, Sir, if you would like, I could immediately move your hat to the coat room, if you would be so pleased.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll a deception check if you want, Mike, or like maybe even a persuasion I think would be appropriate. As for you, Armand, are you trying to like intimidate this guy, or are you just being a dick to him?
I'm appealing to his better nature.
Okay.
Surely he must be raised well enough to know right from wrong.
So as you come to approach Kelar, he kind of seems befuddled and taken aback by Armand. He's like, yes, of course. I was just about to do that. He takes off his hat and hands it to you, Kelar. Thank you very much.
I'll take the hat and go back to the cart where we were just previously that was empty, and I'll try to signal to Yevgeny that I'd like him to join me.
Yeah, I think that's trivial enough. Yevgeny, you see the signs coming out of Kelar that he wants your attention. Meanwhile,
very well. I heed his signals.
the fat man Tiberius kind of looks up toward you, Armand, and says, "No offense was intended. Just
And no offense
hadn't
taken,
gotten
sir.
around to it."
Of course, of course.
It kind of gives you a stink eye, but like not that much of a stink eye. It's like one of those like subtle like, "Oh, I'm looking at you" kind of looks.
I take it in exactly the wrong way and give him a hearty pat on the back. Excellent. Glad we're all getting along.
Meanwhile, Kelar, you and Salazar and I mean maybe not Salazar, but you and Yevgeny are in the back.
All right, Yevgeny, I got his hat. So, do magic. Does he have the water?
All right, let me just. Yes, all right. I'm going to go ahead and pretend to do magic on the hat, so Kelar will stop this nonsense.
Okay. Can you roll an Arcana check to pretend to do magic?
Absolutely.
You're trying to pretend to do magic, and you know what? It's actually a magical hat.
Oh, interesting. And can I?
Very minor magical properties. Looks like. Go ahead.
Could I roll another Arcana check to perhaps try to deduce, or perhaps detect magic to learn more of its properties?
Well, it's such a simple magic that I think you're probably actually familiar with it, Yevgeny, or at least you're aware of what it could probably do. You think that wearing this hat for a long period of time, or sleeping with this hat on, would make you appear fatter when you woke up?
That's interesting. To what extent does it have this quality?
Very minor. This guy must have been wearing it for a long time, or he must have already been pretty fat.
All right.
Basically, if you sleep with this top hat on, it'll make you fat.
That's actually hilarious. All right, I'm going to Kelar. All right, listen up. Based on my magical deductions, this hat actually is magical. This man did not steal the water, but if you wear this hat, you will meet your true love within the next 2 months.
Well, I wouldn't want to steal that experience from him. I suppose I can give it back when we're done.
Yes, you probably should.
All right. Salazar, what have you been doing in the meantime? Is the musician playing with the piano? A bunch of other like fancy-looking people mingling around in this this cart? I guess Salazar's just also mingling in the cart.
Yeah. Yes, I thought you said Armand.
No, you. What are you doing? Because they're all doing stuff. I'm wondering what's our bard doing?
I'm looking around the room. Do I see anyone else suspicious or weird? Obviously, we've seen a fat guy playing chess with a kobold is weird. Anything that matches that level of weird?
The only other thing that you notice around here that really strikes you as odd is there is a very tall looking Tabaxi woman. She has a very white fur. She's wearing a bright kind of sparkling red dress, but she has purple high heels that just clash dramatically in a way that only a real bard could tell.
Well, this is getting to be some furry kind of shit. I'll go up and talk to her.
Well, Salazar, you're the first one to notice. What would you like to do?
I suppose I go over and talk to her, but I don't know what. This is an awkward situation. I'm more used to books, but I'm gonna go give it a shot.
Okay, you go to talk to her. She, as soon as you approach, she gives you the half look. She doesn't turn her body, but her head turns to look at you. You see her raise one eyebrow and purr at you a little bit, and she asks, "What are you doing here?" Oh man,
I'm headed into town. That's what brings a man to a train is to go from point A to point B, right?
And she kind of takes a long but slow kind of step toward you. Yeah, tell me more.
Well, I have this letter.
You walk in and you see her and you're like, ah! And then you see Salazar oh. what do you do as you witness this moment, where she's very clearly hitting on this old man bard friend of yours, and he seems to be totally oblivious, about to talk about his letter.
I shall step in to rescue him.
Armand, you notice and you step in. Okay.
Salazar.
Uh-huh.
Are you bothering this beautiful young woman?
No,
I should hope not.
bothering me at all.
Oh, very well then. I apologize for butting in.
Away. Yeah. She doesn't seem too interested in you.
Well, excuse me, miss, may I ask your name?
Yes, I am Shalea.
Shalea, this is my good friend Salazar. He's a genius.
Oh.
Yes, ask him about the moon.
You know about the moon?
Well, here's the thing.
Okay. You sit down with this Tabaxi woman. She orders like very nice drinks that you know you couldn't afford. And she just kind of sits and listens to you talk about the moon for a while.
All right, wait. So, let's say, am I struck? Can I roll to not be love struck?
Absolutely.
All right, what do I gotta roll?
I don't know. Well, what are you gonna roll? I don't know what the roll would be.
Which of the checks should I roll?
You can roll a wisdom saving throw, and we'll say it's a DC 10. Because her boots just clashed so badly. All right, so you're not like totally love struck. But meanwhile, in the other room, Yevgeny and Kelar, the attendant kind of walks back and says, he approaches you, the gnome you saw earlier. So have you got any leads? We're getting pretty close to, I mean, it's weird, but it's actually been like hours that we've been here so far on the train.
Well, at the moment, we're presuming it's one of the named characters, so.
That's probably a good idea. It wasn't me, though. It's not me. Have you checked, actually? I've actually gotten a look at the water tag. We're getting pretty close to
Isn't it full of water?
Well, yeah, but you can go look at the wagon, maybe. I don't know. I mean, they've got to go to the wagon to steal the water, right?
Presumably.
Precisely, right. Is there a way on top of the train?
I can do that. And I go outside to the thing and use my climbing speed to climb on top of the wagon.
Kelar just leaps out the door and climbs on top of the
I wasn't quite. Oh, boy.
The hatch, like, right there. All you have to do is... I can't reach it, but he kind of jumps up a couple times, and he's very short. He's a gnome. You just gotta pull the latch and you can climb up. Like an escape, you know, if the train tips over or something.
Well, I
Kelar,
mean...
you're on top of the train.
Yeah, do I see anything that seems abnormal?
Well, as you're now on top of the train, you look around. You can hear, well, of course, the piano kind of dies away into the background. And you can see all around you, you have entered into a kind of a desert-y area. You have very quickly left the wonderful hilly and field-filled areas of Central City and made your way now into the more desert frontier. Scrubland and cactuses and whatnot in all directions. Up above, you can see that the sun has begun to set, and yeah, it's getting dark. Looking around, you don't see anything right now. Somewhere like in the distance, you think you see like some dust clouds or something, but that could just be from like the train.
All right, fair enough.
The wind is blowing quite quickly past you, however, as you look around.
Well, that makes sense. I'll go relay this information to Yevgeny.
Okay. You climb down and you let Yevgeny know. Yevgeny, do you like try and pull down the hatch?
I believe that could be wise.
Okay.
That maybe also. Sorry, Kelar. What did you find up near the water tank itself? Did you find anything?
Well, there was nothing. I don't know. We're in the desert.
It's a big metal tank, Kelar. You can see it has like a spigot on this side, and it has a fairly large spigot on the other side too. That's like locked. It's got a big padlock on it. Presumably, one side is where they'd empty it out. The other side is where they'd fill it.
And right now it's still padlocked, but the last time this happened, nothing was touched, right? It seemed that the hatch was unscathed, as was the locking mechanism.
Yeah, seemingly. That's
Speaking-
what they were saying.
Right. And who was on the back of this cart last time? And also, who are the similar characters on this train?
Well, no one was here last time. The only person who was on both trains were Shalea and Tiberius, I think.
Shalea?
and-
That's a
and-
Tabaxi name.
Yeah. And the pianist, and myself, and the conductor, of course.
Right. And who is, can you get me the names of all of these fellows by any chance? Not that I'm saying I don't necessarily trust all these people, but I think it's, very good to have their names.
Also,
Well,
necessarily speaking, we do not trust them.
Now
Yeah,
that I've mingled with all these people, I know all their names. You don't have to read them all out loud.
Absolutely, Armand. You know all of them. You know every single one. I'm
I'm a very good mingler. They teach it well at the Wallace clan castle. It's a technique of mingling passed down for generations.
Salazar, as you're talking with this woman, you're having like a very deep discussion about the moon. She's very interested in the moon. And as you're going on and talking, she starts telling you about her flat moon theory. And how does Salazar feel about that?
I'm very interested in this idea.
Oh, into the flat moon theory.
Well, listen, I'm a man of letters. I'm interested in, if people want to debate, I'm open to ideas. You don't become a professor without learning to assess an argument, to think critically about it. So I'm willing to listen in on someone saying that the moon is flat. It could be fake, it could be flat. That's pretty much an equal chance.
I see. An equal... Exactly. I mean, it's obvious. It's got to be one of those two things. Can't be real. That doesn't make any sense. So,
There's really no way to know.
Salazar, is there anything in particular you wanted to get done as you were just talking with this random attractive Tabaxi woman, or?
Well, what do I notice about her as we're talking? She's obviously she's begun to talk. She got a word in edgewise. So what do I notice about her?
She's very thirsty. She gets a lot to drink. None of it's water. It's all like various different wines, but she drinks a lot of wine. You've noticed that much. She is fairly talkative, and I think, can you roll me an insight check, and we'll see what maybe else you might glean from her as you investigate. Yeah, you're looking, and you can't tell anything. Like, this doesn't make any sense. She's just very into discussing the moon.
I'm gonna when I next get the chance in conversation, I want to ask her about her shoes. Where she got them? What about them?
Oh, I didn't even realize I was wearing them. She says she kind of kicks them off and kind of kicks them below the seat she's sitting on.
Who
Let's
forgets
not
they're
talk
wearing
about
shoes?
those. Let's talk about the moon more.
Do I notice anything weird about the shoes?
Yeah, they seem like they're slightly magical shoes. They smell slightly magical. Like, they kick them off, and it's not the bad foot smell that, like, hits you. It's like, oh man, that smells like magic. You can just tell.
Jeremy, as I watch this, do I feel as though I would be able to walk up and, while obviously her seeing it happen, say something to Will without her hearing it?
If you could distract her, maybe.
Well, I'm not trying to hide the fact that I'm speaking to him. I'm like gonna walk up and whisper in his ear.
Yeah, the band's playing this weird investigating music, and the train's pretty loud, and it sounds like Yevgeny's about to make a distraction.
Yes, I actually go up and I know that you are an avid drinker. I am an avid drinker myself, and make a display of my vodka bottle. Would you like a little bit of a contest?
So as you go and do that, she immediately gets very distracted by Yevgeny Salazar, which is probably a little disappointing. She just cuts off right in the middle of her flat moon theory. Meanwhile, Kelar, you are easily able to approach without any difficulty.
Okay, so I whisper to Salazar, I wanted you to distract her so that I could take her shoes, but Yevgeny has distracted her so that I could speak with you. So what I'm going to do is just skip speaking with you and attempt to take the shoes while he's distracting her, okay?
I nod in agreement, but also confusion.
Okay, Jeremy, I
Just,
attempt
like,
to
totally out.
surreptitiously take the shoes.
Can you give me a sleight of hand check?
That I can. Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Yeah, no problem. You actually, like, you slip them on, no problem.
Yeah, that's what they pay me for. I head back
That was
to
impressive.
water
You don't even
adjacent tent.
notice.
Are you wearing them?
It's just the best way to transport shoes, babe.
Salazar, you're wearing the shoes. I mean, not Salazar. Actually, do you want Salazar to be wearing the shoes? You could put them on anyone at that role.
Yeah, I suppose I will have transferred them on to Salazar, whom I feel can effectively make good the shoes escape from the train compartment.
Do I notice that he put them on?
No, you don't.
The flaw in the plan. I
No
motion
idea.
to Salazar that, like, hey, you're wearing the shoes.
Salazar, you look down and, oh my god, you're wearing the shoes. Meanwhile, Yevgeny, she's like getting really into. She's like, "Oh, you like to drink? Let's drink then." And she
Oh, yes, indeed.
calls for the attendant to bring over a very large bottle of wine. And she kind of reaches into her purse, which is next to her, and you can see it appears it might be a magical container of some kind. As she opens it up, it is simply darkness inside. And she reaches in and takes out a wine glass, a full-sized wine glass out of it, and puts it down kind of on the table near her.
Is it full of water?
You can't tell. It's dark
Well,
inside. Like a bag of
hold on a minute here. This is getting spunky. All right, I make an Arcana check on this glass of wine here, on the glass specifically.
Okay. Sure.
Let's see here. Yes.
It's a glass. It's made of glass.
Oh,
Actually,
good. That's
well,
great.
It's made of fake glass, like discount grade glass. It's kind of crappy. You can see the imperfections in it.
Yevgeny is slightly annoyed. His magical efforts were wasted. It's just glass. His only game. All right. Very well. Vodka. If you do not mind, I'm going to drink that. Not the wine.
Yeah, that's fine. She just wants to have a drinking contest. You've gotten her into it now.
Wonderful. Actually, would you like to play a game of chess also as a part of this contest at the same time?
You see Tiberius is still playing with that kobold. It looks like he's gone through like one move.
Hey,
It takes a very
Tiberius.
long time.
Would you mind expediting your turns? The lady and I would like to play a game of chess.
I would.
Well, how about if I give you some free vodka? Persuasion. Oh, damn.
No. Armand, you're watching. You've overseen all of this ridiculousness happen. What are you doing? Armand? Armand is blown away. Oh, sorry.
Armand is observing this situation, trying to figure out the exact moment at which I should engage with Tiberius further, at a point when it would be not rude.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's at this point that actually happens, right? As Tiberius looks up at you, Yevgeny, and he says what he just said. I would mind. And the kobold says, "That's all right. I don't. I give up." And he flicks his king over and just walks away, flustered. Oh my God! It takes so long.
Oh, very, very well. Thank you very much, sir. You're a very kind, generous gentleman.
You see the kobold walk over to the butler and kind of reach his hands up. Gimme! The butler holds down the tray and the kobold starts scooping hors d'oeuvres into his arm.
What's the kobold's name again? Did we know that?
You haven't asked.
I'm going to ask, Mr. Kobold, what is your name, sir?
My name's Obe.
Oh, and have you been on this train before?
Yeah, once. Long time ago. My brothers
Alright.
came out here a while ago, Kobe and Aldo.
Where are you headed?
I'm heading to Green Meadows. It's the frontier
Green
town,
Meadows.
the last one of the stop.
Gotcha. And do they have much?
Why are
Well,
you on the train?
Well, actually, I'm glad you asked. I'm actually sort of fleeing the harsh climates of the north. I had to make a stop in a few major cities first, and I am now just sort of trying to make a new life for myself.
He goes on to start talking to you about like it's real bad out there too. It's very hot.
All right. Yeah, yes. I do need to get back. Thank you. Nice to meet you. I need to get back to this drinking contest. It's very important.
And Armand, you walk over to Tiberius.
Yes, Tiberius. I see that your game is finished. I'm certain it didn't end the way you meant.
Nope, that's precisely what I meant.
Ah, then you are a man of strategy.
He nods. I am indeed. What are you?
A win is a win. That is what we say in the Wallace clan.
Yes, it's a win, by definition.
So tell me, Tiberius, do you like water?
I love water. I love water quite a bit.
You do?
Indeed.
Would you say that you love water so much that you could drink a whole train's worth?
Probably in enough time.
Interesting.
Take a very long time though. You probably can't tell on account of my skin. And he kind of like moves his jacket back a little bit, and you see he has like gills on his neck. Actually, Triton. It doesn't quite look like it. I can tell. I do everything I can to fit in above the surface, but.
Yes, of course, sir. I apologize for not having noticed sooner. You are one of a great and gracious people, the Tritons. The Wallace clan has had many great dealings with them.
Have you not met the Tritons?
No.
We have met the Tritons.
And you met gracious ones. Well, fine.
Yes, indeed. Now, tell me, Tiberius.
Yeah.
What brings a Triton to the desert? It seems like you would be, excuse me for using this saying, but a bit of a fish out of water.
Yes, indeed. Business.
What sort of business?
He shrugs. My personal
yes,
business.
the shrugging business. Excuse me?
My personal business.
Excuse me.
Spread the word of the magic conch. Would you like to listen?
I think probably another time.
Very well.
But thank you.
The conch is truly a benevolent god. I'm sure you are aware.
Yes. Thank you.
Anyway.
Yes. Some other time. Yes, thank you. I say my goodbyes.
I attempt to meet with Salazar and see what the shoes do.
I think if you want, you all disengage into the back room at this point, or Yevgeny, are you going to continue this drinking contest?
For a few rounds, I want to make this. All right, wonderful. All right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well,
Right,
okay.
well, it was lovely playing with you.
Take care.
Oh, geez, I don't want to do. Oh, geez, all right, well.
And she kind of slumps down in her chair and falls asleep.
All right, well, mission accomplished. We did it. All right,
It's
to
a
the back
very
room.
effective distraction.
Okay, so I'm wearing the shoes, and before I get up and attempt to walk out wearing them,
Yeah.
what do I notice? What do I feel?
Nothing. You don't feel anything. It's almost like they're magically super comfortable.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
They're pink high heels, or purple high heels. Kind of sparkly purple, not even like a matte. They're very shiny.
All right, I attempt to walk to the other car discreetly.
Can you roll me a dexterity saving throw? Yeah, you kind of like stumble a little bit because walking in high heels is hard, especially if you can't feel them. But you're able to make your way over there, and you don't have any like serious falls. But you know, at least the pianist definitely noticed, as well as a few of the other bystanders that Armand knows all the names of.
One of them is named Becky.
True.
I'll be honest, I don't really trust the piano player, but hopefully it's all good.
Mm. So, yeah, what do you, you're all in this back area now. You've made your way back into that empty, farther back wagon. And you can see as you've made your way back, people are starting to go to sleep. They're like making their way out. There's another wagon like ahead, which is where they sleep. It's their sleeping quarters, where everyone's got their own like very small compartmentalized room with like a bed. You can see as you travel between the cars, it's like dark out. And yeah, the gnome comes and tells you, "All right, everyone, we're gonna be coming through the Dragondeep Canyon shortly. This is pretty much the point where all the water's gone missing every time. Be aware."
Very well.
All right. Well,
So here are my theories. Would everybody like to hear them?
Yes,
I'm gonna go to bed. Good luck.
All right.
all right,
So-
goodbye, no man.
We met two very interesting people in there, Tiberius and Shillelagh. Now, they obviously are two races that have particular feelings about water. Now, Tritons
Exactly.
obviously love water, but Tabaxis, as cats, clearly hate water. Now,
it's more of a general aversion, but
we can therefore rightly assume that Shillelagh and her people stole the water to get rid of it because they hate it.
or
Well, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that I just drank the Fire Lady under the table. I don't think she'll be waking up anytime soon, so she can't really influence this series of events any further.
Well, obviously she's not stealing the water herself. It is her people, and she's merely
Right.
here as an alibi or something of the sort. I don't know.
Perhaps she's here as a connection, a distraction, and informants, right?
Yevgeny, if you wouldn't mind taking a look at these shoes, and I gesture them to him because I'm not taking them off because they're so comfortable.
Right.
They're so
Indeed.
comfortable. Well, Yevgeny, you're finding out that you can't take them off. Not Yevgeny, I'm sorry. Salazar, yeah, you like couldn't take them off if you wanted to.
Well, geez, do I know
They're
why that
shoes!
is?
I can't help but feel I'm partially responsible for this.
As you look at them, Yevgeny,
It's all right. We can just cut your feet off. No problem.
that
I prefer not.
are magically comfortable shoes that you cannot intentionally take off.
You cannot intentionally take them
Yeah,
off.
they're minor curse.
Okay.
Salazar, look away.
All right.
Please,
I
please,
help.
don't chop off my feet.
I'm not going to chop
Never
off.
mind, I don't.
I promise. Promise I'm not going to chop off your feet. Look away.
I look away.
I take the shoes off.
Yeah, that
Yeah, they come
definitely
off.
counts. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. I mean, in fact,
Very well.
you could take them off, Yevgeny. Anyone else could take them off him. He just can't take them
Yes.
off knowingly.
All right, so
Indeed.
so thus far we've just managed to steal a hat and some shoes.
Yeah.
They're very
Yes, but they're
fashionable.
magic.
I quickly go look at
And
the
I
tank
mingle.
to make sure someone isn't stealing from it just at the moment.
Yeah, so as you climb up onto the roof, you can see up ahead along the train track, there's some very large iron arches, the entrance to a bridge overspanning a massive canyon. As you look around, the wind kind of blowing past you, you see behind
Wow.
a whole bunch of people. They seem to be riding on giant centipedes chasing after the train. But these humans look very strange. They have scaly skin that's kind of ribbed and bubbled. They look almost like giant, oversized flea men. Like half flea, half man.
Guys,
Yeah.
there's some Mad Max people who are going to steal the water.
It's horrifying.
Someone who was half flea, half man would be much smaller than a man.
But they're gigantic. They're human-sized, which is terrifying. And yeah, you see one of them very clearly the leader wearing like a bandana over his mouth and a kind of black cowboy hat riding ahead.
What makes him clearly the leader?
The red bandana and black cowboy hat. All
Of
the other
course.
ones are just wearing leather armor. And you can, see even further back along the rail yard what looks like a hand wagon, a hand cart that's just being moved at incredible speeds to keep up with the train, and there's a single figure on it, but you can't really make them out. They're outside of your dark vision radius. It is
like one of those like Blazing Saddle style train hand pump.
I communicate
the wind
by
blows
finding
past you.
to the
What do
group.
you let them know?
Yeah, and then I start walking back toward the figure with my crossbow drawn.
Okay, you can see that the banditos or the flea men people are fairly close to the train. They're at this point each within 60 feet of the back of the train.
I climb up the hatch and walk and jump out onto the top of the water tank.
Okay, so you all make your way back. Kelar, you're the first one up there. As you get to the back of the train, you can see the flea men are climbing up, ready to look like they're gonna jump for the train from their centipede mounts, right as the train is about to head over onto the bridge. What do you want to do? You're the only one who's there in time to really take an action if you want.
Well, how close is the leader?
60 feet currently.
Oh yeah, I'll shoot him.
Okay, so he's standing on top of his centipede mount, ready to roll, and you go ahead and you can go ahead and take your shot, and then I need everyone to roll for initiative. And I guess I didn't need those guys. All right, your hand crossbow, you will absolutely hit with a 17. Go ahead and give me your damage. Roll their initiatives. And this guy goes...
Do we need tokens?
No, you don't need tokens. You just need to hit the button.
All right.
All right. So, Armand going fast. Gang goes.
Yes, the technique of initiative has been passed down the Wallace clan for generations.
Right, I'm sure it has.
Taylor, can you give me your damage, because you hit him with that attack?
I did. I rolled it manually, but it's that 9.
Oh, 9. All right, radical. That's a ton of damage. Holy shit. Okay. And all right. So that is our initiative order. As you go ahead and fire, and you hit this flea man square in the chest, and yeah, they're onto us, boys. Make the jump, and you can see all of these fleas go and go to leap.
Oh boy!
And they leap amazing distances with their powerful flea legs as they all land atop the wagon, adjacent to all around you, actually. The Kelar, and the one who kind of was the leader goes to bite you as he makes a jump attack. Actually, he goes first, right? Yeah, the gangsters. And the flea leaps forward and goes to bite, which is a 12. Will that hit you?
It will not hit me.
Okay. So he goes to jump and go to bite you. Up close, you can see he's got a horrible insectoid face with strangely human elements that really disturb you. And he had to pull away the bandana to do that. And beneath, you see the face of a horrible wereflea. And
That's
other
a thing. Ugh.
A wereflea.
A wereflea. The other banditos jump on and begin to climb up the sides of the train. They weren't able to get quite on top next to you, Kelar, but they are now all around. And they're like, all right, Butch, let's get them. And we're on the next person in initiative, which is you, Armand. You see the train has been boarded by 5 werefleas, one of which is clearly the bandito leader.
The train will not be boarded for long. I rush up behind the bandito leader, assuming I'm behind him, and punch him twice with my strong fists, with my castle-forged steel knuckles.
Armand, you actually see that there are 4 other banditos between you and where Kelar and the leader are. Kelar and the leader are up in the front.
I'm coming, Kelar.
Okay, thank you.
Then the closest one to me, I punch him twice.
Okay. You rush forward and go swing your fists aggressively. Unfortunately, the 7's not going to hit. You swing and the flea ducks down. And, that ain't good enough to... and then you punch him in the face. You go ahead and give me your damage. for that second punch. 8 points. Holy shit. Yeah, he's looking really bad from that punch. You have more than bloodied one of the Flea Pharaoh gang. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'd like to spit in his face.
Yeah, and you
Coward. The coward and criminal that he is.
He doesn't seem to like that. All right, Kelar, it's your turn. There is the Wereflea Bandito leader in front of you.
Well, I think the only appropriate thing is to engage in diplomatic talks with him, being that he is the leader.
Okay.
Except that he's a wereflea and he deserves to die, so I'll attack him.
Okay. Yeah, you've also hit him for a bunch of damage already. A 12 will... Actually, yeah, that'll hit him. As you take your rapier out and go to stab him, and damn, another meaty hit. He's looking pretty bad with like a bolt in his pec, and now you've just stabbed him in the gut. Is there anything you'd like to say to him besides that he has to die?
Well, I inform him that I really would have preferred that he had died more quickly, but hopefully we can resolve that next round.
Yeah, he seems to be a lot more lycanthropish than the other werefleas on here.
Horrifying.
And he seems to be having like some sort of maybe resistance to your non-magical, non-silver damage.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, well, you don't know what that means, and that's fine. You're hurting him less than you would have expected with your horrible stabs. Salazar, it is your move. You can see the 4 other werefleas on the train ahead of you. And at this point, the train is over the canyon.
And
the bridge going by on either side and everything.
They're ahead of me. Are they the only ones ahead of me, or are they? Do I have the other party members in front of me as well?
Armand's up there.
All right, I'm going to shoot the one with my hand bow.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit! Salazar, you whip out your hand bow and fire. Go ahead and roll me your damage. 13. That kills him actually. Yeah, you shoot. I assume the one that was fighting Armand.
Yes.
Yeah. You shoot him right in the face. Armand, you like punched him up into the air, right? And while he was like mid up in the air, he got shot by Salazar's hand crossbow. And then, like all good video games, the physics just stops and he just gets ragdolled behind the train.
A worthy shot, Salazar. Excellently done.
I think he'll feel that in the morning.
I don't think he'll feel anything because he's dead.
Yeah, his body tumbles off into the canyon below. Yevgeny, what would you like to do?
Well, the only thing I don't understand is why these parasites are stealing water when they could be stealing vodka. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit the lead parasite, the flea-fighting Kelar, with a magic missile.
Ah, that'll do.
And I'm going to... are any of the other damaged?
They all seem perfectly fine besides that one. The one that was damaged just got murdered.
Right. Okay.
It's not murder. It was self-defense.
Actually, also something else I would like to ask. How are the other parasites clustered?
There are 3 of them. 2 of them are on one side of the train. One's on like the other. The train's only about 15 feet wide, though.
I'll deal with the leader if you want to AoE, Matt.
Word. All right. Could I feasibly hit 3 of them at once, or could I hit 2 of them at once?
With what? With what ability?
If it affects adjacent opponents as well as the one I target.
I mean, what spell are you talking about?
Ice knife.
Like, ice knife. Oh, with an ice knife you can catch 2 of them.
All right, wonderful. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll hit the 2 on the back.
It was a normal knife, but he's from Russia, so.
Yeah,
right. Yes, indeed.
Your frozen normal knife, and go ahead and make your throw.
Yep, I conjure that in my hands and I fire it at the one in front, hoping the backdraft catch the one in the back.
Excellent. Go ahead and make your attack. A 12 will just barely hit. Go ahead and give me your damage on that.
That is lucky. All right.
That is very lucky, yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Word ice knife in the chat, and that'll roll the damage.
Yes, indeed. All right, I knew that. Totally.
Dual-wielding ice knife. All right, so it's going to be 8 piercing damage to the first one, and then let me roll the dex save for that second one, which he looks like he's going to succeed. Is that half damage or no damage on a success?
That is a great question. I think it's no damage, actually.
Okay, yeah. So they both are going to succeed on that. But you blast the first one, and the ice knife stabs into him and shatters, and the chunks of ice just fly backwards, narrowly missing, or barely scraping the wereflea behind. Is that the end of your turn, Yevgeny?
I believe so. I'm going to make sure I'm positioned myself behind Armand, and I'm going to take a glance to make sure there are none waiting up ahead as well, if possible.
Yeah, you look around. It seems that there's only these 4 werefleas, and then whatever that thing on the hand wagon is, the hand cart.
Right, indeed.
As we come to the top of the initiative order, you see the hand cart get closer. It's going super fast, and you see on top of it this big, hulking, like half-boar, half-man, this wereboar, who's just paddling really fast, and you can see that on his wagon, affixed to the front, is the unmistakable bag of holding, which is just kind of held out open.
I swear to you all now on the Wallace clan family name that I will punch that wereboar in the face.
Alrighty.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that because
I'll hold you to it too as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Consider yourself held to it.
The leader looks toward you, Kelar, and he says, "Ain't nobody stops Butch Cassiflea," and he draws 2 hand and he spins the hand crossbows around and fires both at you at point blank, which have disadvantage on their attacks, but he still shoots you with 2 of them.
Aces.
Or shoots at you. He's got a 12 and a 15.
One of those hits, the other does
Alright,
not.
so 8 points of piercing damage. You get shot in the chest.
Ow. Ow.
Yeah, that sucks at this level. The other 3 remaining werefleas, one of them's going to go at you, Armand, and one of them's going to go at you, Salazar. One's going to go at you, Yevgeny. So
Roger that.
you can see the ones that go at Yevgeny and Salazar, who are a little further back, actually propel themselves with their feet in a super jump attack. So this is coming at you first, Yevgeny. Oh, God.
Well,
That's a problem.
that is the problem.
How are you?
I don't think there's a way I can avoid this.
Okay, you get bodied by a flea. Can you roll me a strength saving throw?
I'm
It's like your
super.
last bit of strength here.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. Oh, boy. Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
You all watch as this flea checks Yevgeny, and you see him go flying backwards off the train.
Oh,
Yevgeny, no!
It looks like he'll feel that in the morning.
All right, question. Could I make a potential roll to feather fall myself before I pass the fuck out?
Roll me an Arcana check. If you get above a 10, I'll give it to you. Oh, shit. Okay, so you... And in your last moment of consciousness, and you see
Jesus.
well, he's gone. He's off the rail, falling into the canyon.
Well, Jesus Christ.
Well, that was only the first one. Now we're going at you, Salazar.
Goodbye, everyone. I'll see you.
Salazar, you get bodied by a giant flea.
Sweet.
You'll miss
The classic 1 in
Salazar,
400.
no!
All right, question. Could I make a slightly second, much less likely roll? And I totally understand that this is total bullshit, and you say absolutely not. But in my action, since this is all technically simultaneous, as I die falling off the train,
Can you also help him?
correct. Could my feather fall also affect Mr. Salazar?
First, let's see if Salazar gets knocked off the train. Salazar, can you roll me a strength saving throw?
Hold on, did that do 10 damage?
Yeah, it did 10.
I'm at 0 then.
Yeah, you're unconscious. I still need you to roll the strength save, though. This is just see if you go off the train. Yeah, so you
there you
hold
go.
your ground and you don't go off the train, which is
Nice.
lucky. However, you do fall unconscious as you get bodied by a giant flea. Holy shit, this is getting bad. And then the last flea is just going to shoot his hand crossbow at you, Armand, but he's got disadvantage because you're in melee with him.
Okay, if this
Bring it
crits,
on.
Then
they all win.
That's all we got. That's all she wrote. Armand, it's your turn.
Kelar, it is you and me.
Yeah, yes, it is.
I punch the flea that attacked me directly in the face.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me your punch. Swing one, that'll hit. And that'll finish him off. There is now only 2 fleas, and the flea boss and the other guy chasing you back left.
Am I adjacent to either of the fleas that just killed my friends?
No, but you're pretty close to you're near enough you can just walk over if you want and attack.
I walk over and punch another one in the face.
Okay. And using your secret techniques passed down through the generations, you'll hit.
Exactly. It's called 2-weapon Wallace fighting.
I think
Alrighty.
it's just. Well, you know what? All the power to you. We need
Wow.
some good rolls here.
That'll kill that one too.
Oh,
9 health is what they got.
I will avenge my friends.
I'm not technically dead.
I look menacingly. I look menacingly at the last remaining not boss flea, and I roll to intimidate.
No, you're out of action at this point.
No.
But the
Well,
last-
I am intimidated.
Boss, are you sure we got this? And Kelar, it's your turn.
I'm sure that you, statistically speaking, probably don't have this.
You stab with your rapier, you'll hit. For 6 damage, he is looking real bad, but he's still kicking.
All right.
Is that the end of your round, Kelar?
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. It should be... No, actually, you kill him exactly with that. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, dynamite.
You've done 25 damage to him, right? It was 10, then 9, then 6.
Let me check. Yes.
Yep, yeah, you got him. Yeah,
Dynamite.
You stab him through and just... Ugh!
That's the Kelar we know.
As he's falling off the train, I say, I'm sorry if later the exposition reveals that you guys are some sort of water-hungry desert tribe and the gnomes treat you terribly and we're part of the upper half of society and you didn't deserve that. But if that's not the case, fuck you!
He gets splattered by one of the rails that hold up the bridge. Salazar, can you roll me a death saving throw?
You got it, bud. Let's try it.
You got this. Unfortunately, you creep closer to death. Yevgeny, can you roll me one?
Yes, indeed. One moment. Where is the death saving throw located? There it is. Okay.
There you go. Just hit the word death. Okay,
Oh,
you're
goodness.
You're creeping closer to death.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, so it goes to the gangster. The last remaining gangster, or werefly, rushes back toward the back of the cart, where you can hear a ka-chunk, a sound, as it appears the hand cart has actually made it to and connected to the train. And you hear a voice call up from below, "What are you doing? Go back there and fight them!"
I know that voice.
And the werefly, no, it's a different voice. And the
Oh, okay, fair enough.
turns back around, and Kelar, he's going to try and shoot you with his hand crossbow.
Okay.
Oh, God! He shoots you in the gut with the hand crossbow,
Yeah, I get shot.
and down you go?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you go down, and he reaches down next to you and grabs the red bandana that had fallen off his boss and ties around his mouth.
Yeah. that's
Butch
fine.
Cassiflee's back!
I've heard some fine Zimmergrad poetry. That's nice.
Armand, you're the only one left. What would you like to do?
I will avenge my friends. Flea
Well, two of
that
them are
just shot
technically
Kelar.
unconscious.
The flea that just shot Kelar will die by my fist.
All right,
Okay.
let's do
Punch him
it.
squarely in the face.
Okay. You rush forward. You'll hit him. 4 damage. That doesn't quite do it.
My left fist comes around in the Xavier Wallace technique of the left haymaker.
That'll do it.
Oh, it's a hard carry.
Oh, Oh yeah! You punch him down. The red bandana flies off as he.
I catch the red bandana in the air as it flies away.
Yeah, you catch it with your hand as part of the haymaker punch.
And tie it around my own neck.
Yeah,
I am the leader now.
Armand, you're Butch Cassifley.
And we are at the top of initiative. Actually, I need Kelar and Salazar to both from a death saving throws. And Yevgeny. Everyone needs to roll a death saving throw, besides Armand. All right, those are good death saves. Yevgeny. Oh, nice! Y'all did pretty good.
Good round.
Ooh.
Armand, you
Well
hear
done.
Feeling fine.
The water begin to pour from the container as you look over the side, and you can see this werebore has managed to pick the lock, actually broken the lock off, and he has a second padlock that it looks like he's going to lock back on after, as water is pouring out into his bag of holding. What would you like to do?
I jump down onto his handcart and punch him in the face.
Okay. You hit him square in the jaw. It does no damage to him.
Oh. Well,
Is there anything else that you would like to do?
Wasn't prepared for this.
hello. I am Armand Xavier Wallace, and you are robbing this train.
Yep. Get out of my way, and I won't.
You can understand why we are in a predicament. I must ask.
Always gets his good drink.
I must ask that you leave.
No.
I must.
Okay. Is that the
Please
end of your turn, Armand?
Yes.
Perhaps you might.
You don't want to try and like push him or anything, or dislodge the cart. You're just gonna tell him to leave.
I have asked him to leave.
Okay. Oh boy. All right. It's his turn. Actually, everyone's gonna roll me death saves. Because it's possible you come back up. Oh, not a good one for Kelar. Not a good one for Salazar. Salazar, you're 2 out of 3. But, Yevgeny, you're doing pretty good. All right, now it's the werebore. The werebore is going to punch you, Yevgeny. I'm sorry, Armand. He's going to punch you. He just swings with his fist. This is actually, I'll just roll it manually, because he doesn't have an attack ready for that. So that's a 16 to hit.
That does hit.
You're going to take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. And then he's going to try and punch you again. What's your armor class?
16.
All right, so the second punch misses. Get out of my way!
I cannot.
It's your turn.
I turn around and attempt to dislodge the handcart from the train.
Okay, can you roll me an intelligence check first? Or investigation, probably.
I would rather not.
Okay, then if you're trying to figure out how it works and dislodge it, that's what that is. If you're trying to do something else, like just break it, that's a different roll.
How strong does the latch appear to be? Do I think I could break it with my maul?
Maybe. It's possible. I'll tell you.
I remove my maul from my back and
Okay.
attempt to strike the latch.
All right.
Would you like me to roll to hit?
Absolutely. Well, actually, just roll me your damage, probably. Yeah. Okay. Got a, like 0 AC. Wow. All right. You smash it, and it like bends and warps. And as you swing down your maul, and you hear a voice behind you. No, that wasn't very nice. And the werebore
You, sir, are not very nice.
goes to punch you, but then the cart lurches as the little bit of metal that was holding the hand cart to the train gives and breaks free. You begin to slow down as the train pulls off ahead, and the werebore looks at you, fire burning in its eyes, and it reaches back and picks up its maul, and it's just very slowly looking at you, and it doesn't do anything else this turn. Can everyone roll me a death saving throw? it's just looking at you and you're gonna pay for that.
Oh
Let's
boy.
pray for something good here, guys. Let's pray for
Oh,
something
jeez.
good.
I'm chewing. Oh no!
Oh boy.
So Salazar's dead.
I'm chewing. Am I still falling right now?
Yeah, you're still falling.
Jesus Christ.
There's a big canyon. Kelar, are
Good
you
lord.
in fails?
I did, yeah. I'm
I
1
think
and
you're
2.
2 and 2. Oh, you're 1 and 2? Okay.
Well, I'll check, but I think I'm 1 and 2.
And I know Matt's 2 and 2. Yeah, Matt's 2 and 2, and you're 1 and 2. And Armand, what would you like to do?
How quickly is the cart now moving?
Not that fast, but you're on the middle of a bridge. You're on a rail bridge going over a huge canyon.
I'm going to drop my maul and attempt to throw the werebore off the cart off the bridge.
All right, go ahead and I guess roll me a strength athletics check contested by his strength athletics, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, you slam into him. He doesn't budge. If you want to use your offhand, you can try and do it too, but that's all you got.
I can use my offhand to try to throw him again, or I can just punch him.
Yeah, you could swap out an attack for a shove action. You try to shove him a second time. He does not budge.
He's very strong.
Would you like to move, or is that the end of your turn?
I stay as close to him as I possibly can.
You're gonna pay for that. And
We
he
shall
swings
see.
his maul right at you. Ching and a 16.
That does hit.
Bam! 7 points of damage. I think that downs you, yeah?
No, it does not.
Oh shit, really? Damn. All right, I thought you were gonna die at that. I guess we have 2 people left to roll death saving throws. And then it's your turn. As the train is now leaving in the distance.
I can only hope that my liver holds out. I tried to chug some vodka. Let's do this shit. No!
As you fade,
Oh God! Come on!
Kelar dies on the top of the train. And Yevgeny, you're plummeting, and you're like, 100 feet above the ground right as you give out, and then your magic stops, and you fall at full speed and just flare.
Oh, so no matter what, I was totally fucked.
Well, no, because your magic wouldn't have given out if you didn't die.
Oh, okay, well, right, but would Featherfall last like a minute and done the trick?
Yeah, that would have done the trick.
Oh, man.
It was a smart move. But instead, you're splattered upon the canyon floor. And Armand, what would you like to do? The cart's only going like 30 feet now, 30 feet per round.
Actually,
I
wait.
will use a second wind,
Okay.
and I will. Let's see. How do I make you roll? Slash R.
It's a bonus action, though.
Yeah, /R and then the die. So it'd be, what, a D10 plus your level? So it'd be this, right? A D10 plus 1?
Yes.
Okay, so you'd want to type that without the dot, basically. That'll roll your second wind. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yes.
Not bad.
Now that I'm feeling better,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to try to throw him off the cart and off the bridge yet again.
All right, he... Oh, God. You grab and go to shove him, and you bring him over to the edge of the wagon, and you go to throw him off. He attempts to grab onto the side as he falls, but he's not going fast enough that he's just going to fly off this time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he grabs onto the side of the cart, just kind of getting dragged along behind it. What else would you like to do?
I use my brass Castle Forge steel knuckles and punch the hand that is holding onto the cart.
All right, go ahead and give me your attack. You punch it, and though he is immune to damage, he's not immune to pain. I'm gonna roll him a Constitution saving throw. His DC I'm gonna give is gonna be a 13 because that's the damage you rolled. Or I'm sorry, a 9. Yeah, he continues holding on.
I punch him again.
Well, you've already punched him once to push him off. Is the problem?
Oh yes, that's correct.
Apologies. He is going to just try and punch at you from that. Actually, he's going to try and grab you and pull you off as he's hanging off. Can you roll me a strength athletics check? He gets 22.
Oh no.
Oh, good. He drags you off. Can you roll me a dexterity saving throw or a dex saving throw to catch the side? All right, yeah, you're hanging off the side of the wagon with him as it's coming to a slow. You can feel your feet kind of dangling the bridge below you. And then he's going to attack you with his second attack. He's going to try and throw you the rest of the way down. As he goes to punch you. Oh, no. Strength athletics, Mitch. As he goes to grab.
Oh, no.
Off the side of the bridge you go. You plummet. And you fall.
Is it a lattice bridge? Can I catch anywhere on the bridge?
Are we all dead? Are we?
15 dex.
We saved the water.
15 dex.
And we killed Butch Cassifley.
All right, so you catch like at the very bottom rung of this bridge. It's going to take you hours to climb back up. And by then...
Oh, wait. What?
Hog Pharaoh will certainly be gone. But it appears that you have saved the water and killed Butch Cassifley. And maybe unknown to the rest of you, when you die in D&D time, you're resurrected in Bartholomew's shop. So the rest of you, besides Armand, awaken happily and safe and sound.
Besides Armand?
So
I make it back eventually.
Armand! Bartholomew, are you here?
Greetings, adventurers. I understand that the shipment of water made it through just fine. You should be recovering now in your various beds here in the shop. How are you doing?
Well, I gotta admit, when I pictured heaven, I never really imagined it to be a shop, but sounds, pretty normal, I guess. Pretty nice.
Oh, no, you're not in whatever your version of Eden is. You died, but then I brought you back using magic.
Bartholomew, I offer you my sincere thank you. My magic was not enough to stop these flea men. Apparently, I do regret my failure today.
It's fine. You actually did the thing that we needed you to do, which was, really, the devil's in the details on these things. All they paid you to do was make sure the water was safe, and that was done. So, your death is actually inconsequential in this particular instance.
All death is inconsequential.
Well, that's a story for another day, I suppose.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Bartholomew.
Not a problem.
And
as
with
such,
that,
yeah.
Yeah, and with that, you guys have, though you all died or were incapacitated in some way, you have succeeded in this.
I did not die.
Armand, you're correct. You did not die. How was the trek back? Pretty bad?
It was long and difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But I did make it. I did not. There was a river of water running behind the train that I was able to sip as I went.
Because it was a slow leak.
Yes.
But anywho, yeah.
Robbed of that TPK, Jeremy, by 1.
That's all right. I'm okay with that. I hope you all had a good time. We more or less were about an hour and a half. Pretty good. Thanks for playing, everyone.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
That was great.
And of course, all of you have gained your 100 Bartholomew bucks and 1 experience point, which means you're all level 2 now. So,
oh, that's so much better than level 1.
yeah,
Oh,
way better than level 1. Way better.
So
Do we roll for health?
No, we take the average for health.
Excellent.
sweet.
That means, trust me, we're saving you there. We're helping you by making you do that.
Indeed.
Thank you all for playing, and